All right. Naveen Jain is up. We'll talk to him right after this.
Do you want to be a part of Adam's next book?
Shit, yeah!
Submit your questions for Ask an Asshole by emailing them to askhole@adamcarolla.com. Ask about any topic you need the Ace Man's advice or answers on. That's ASKHOLE@adamcarolla.com.
Well, entrepreneur extraordinaire and engineer and beyond. Naveen Jain is on. Viome is his company. They do a take-home test you send back, and you can figure out your wellness and your gut health. And there's also stuff coming up with immune systems and all that kind of stuff. Good to see you, Naveen.
Well, Adam, it's been a long time, so I'm so glad we finally reconnected here, and I hope you're doing well and your family's doing well.
We are, and thank you. So I guess first things first, you're from India. What's going on in India? Do you any updates?
Oh, brother, it is pretty sad out there. I mean, it is hard to see that while we are coming out of this pandemic as if it never happened, there it is like it's just the beginning of this rough time. People are dying by the roadside. What I'm being told is they can't even buy wood to bury people. So it is pretty sad out there, brother. Pretty sad out there.
And
thankfully, I don't have any immediate family there. Not that it means anything, but I'm trying to say at least, thankfully all of our family is safe. But I still feel bad for a lot of people out there.
Well, and ironically, and I should probably confirm this, but what I understand is a lot of the vaccine, or at least active ingredients in the vaccine, are made in India. So it's even sadder and more frustrating.
It is. But there, the key components, they still are missing there. So they still have to go from US to there, which is basically the key to making everything work.
I see.
And that's really where it gets held up. And then this whole idea of patents, who owns the idea, who owns the patent, they can't make it. So, all the nightmare. This should be, honestly, now I'm going to put myself up on we got to make this damn thing available to everyone. I mean, we can't really be about rich and poor. This, it doesn't matter. Virus doesn't care you're Christian. Virus doesn't care you're rich. Virus doesn't care you're poor. Virus doesn't care you're Indian. It doesn't care you're American. If it mutates in India, it becomes our problem. It may not be our problem today. It'll become our problem tomorrow. So let's just contain it where it is. And otherwise, next thing we know, we are all going to be running.
Naveen, can you just kind of tell us your personal story, your journey when you came to the United States, or we'll start at the beginning. Just set the table for us.
Yeah, but I hate talking about myself. I could tell you about all my ideas. I can tell you about all the things I'm working on. I can tell you all about how we're going to change the humanity. Just talking about myself makes me really, really nervous. So here you go. So grew up in India. We were, how would I say it? We were pretty poor. We didn't have food to eat. We didn't have a place we called home. I came to the United States, got 37 years ago with $5 in my pocket and barely spoke the language. And most people will tell you I barely speak the language now, so there's not much has changed, right? But God has been really, really kind to us. I mean, I would have never imagined the life that I am living or our children are living. But what gives me the real pride is not what I have done, but our 3 children who are just going out and doing things that are making the world better. So when they were young, we redefined what success meant. We say your success will never be measured by how much money you have in the bank. It'll be measured by how many lives you improved. Right? The only way you truly know when you're successful, the day you become humble is the day you become successful. Because if you have iota of arrogance left in you, that means you're still trying to prove something to yourself or someone else. That's not a true success. Right? And your self-worth doesn't come from what you own. Your self-worth comes from what you create. So if you haven't created anything, you haven't given back anything, you're still a parasite on humanity. So I always used to tell our kids, don't be a fucking parasite.
Well said.
Poor kid was like, I just wanted some froyo, Pops. Thanks for the fucking sermon. Jesus Christ, it's Sunday. Am I allowed to take a walk?
What are you talking about?
But Adam, now, let me tell you that now how proud the dad is. So now having done all that, My oldest, just Google him, Ankur. He's on to his third unicorn, working on things to help improve the lives of middle class. Wharton graduate. Our daughter kicks his ass every single day. That girl, Stanford grad, Stanford STEM fellow, Stanford Mayfield fellow, first company removing gender bias in hiring, started a second company on women's health. She said, no one is worried about women's health. I'm going to start with the women's health, and everything's going to be all about women's health. Youngest one is Stanford grad, Schwarzman scholar, starting his company, right? Now, that to me is a great parenting. I don't really care what I do, but that to me, what makes me proud.
Yeah, time for you to sit back and relax.
Yeah. I don't think my kids
One thing I'm doing right now.
So
going to the moon, changing healthcare. That's just almost retirement.
Well, let's talk about. So you developed a robot lunar lander to explore and mine the moon's resources. What is on the moon that we could use here on Earth?
Well, there are a couple of things here, Adam. So one thing is, why go to the moon, right? So first thing is, if you look at all of us, 7.4 billion of us, we actually are living on a single spacecraft, and we call that planet Earth. And if our spacecraft gets damaged, it's not that our planet won't survive. Our planet will be just fine. The humanity may not survive. Go back to 65 million years ago, when the asteroid hit the planet Earth, planet did just fine. In fact, the dinosaurs all died. The planet did so fine, it created humans, right? Now imagine if same thing happens, the humanity may die and it may create superhumans. So if you care about the humanity, forget about, I care about the planet. I say that is too egotistic for you to say, I care about the planet. Planet doesn't need you to care about it. You just need to care about your fellow humans, right? And if we can back them up on moon, and that's a first stepping stone. That's not a final destination, because moon is just 3 days away. So if you want to learn to live away from our spacecraft, you have to learn to live on the moon so you can go to the Mars. And as I always tell people, it's better to be goddamn lunatic 3 days away than to be a Martian 6 months away, right? So learn to live, learn to paddle on the moon, go to the Mars, then go beyond our solar system, because our sun may implode one day. You want to go beyond our galaxy into the somewhere in the other galaxy. You want to go beyond our universe into the multiverse. So it's all imagination of what we can do. There is a whole abundance of the things we could all achieve there.
Hey, note to self: no edibles in front of Naveen. A fucking head will explode.
That mistake.
So, but you did. What was your role in sending the lunar lander to the moon?
So we actually are the only company that has permission to actually leave Earth orbit, and as a private company to actually leave the Earth orbit, period. That President Obama signed into the law that also says that anything we bring back, we get to own it. So there is literally the right to ownership of the stuff that you bring in. We also have $2.6 billion contract from NASA to actually work with them to be able to go to the moon. So all that, I'm the co-founder of that company. And then 5 years ago, I started the healthcare company. And this is really where, for the next decade, this is where I'm dedicating my life to, right? So anytime you do something, at least to me, Adam, I'm going to give you a rule of thumb. When you start a company and you want to make it really, really big, I give you the formula. So don't ever tell me that I haven't done anything for you. All right, so here you go. When you start a company, ask yourself 3 questions. Why this? Why now? Why me? Why this is really simple. God forbid you're actually successful in solving the problem that you're about to be doing. Would it help 1 billion people live a better life? And not because you're philanthropic. If you can improve anything for 1 billion people, you can create $100 billion company. So that's the true capitalism, right? You want to create a massive company, focus on improving people's life, the company automatically get created. Why now is really simple. What had changed in the last 1 year, but more importantly, what we expect to change in the next 3 to 5 years to be where the puck is going to be, not where the puck is. So look at what technologies are going to be used in the next 3 to 5 years and build on that. And Adam, I got to admire something. Now I'm going to say something complimentary, which I hate to say that, right? You were ahead of the curve. I mean, look, on the podcast side, you and I chatted 3 years ago. You and I would have never thought you're going to go become a rock star. I mean, you looked like a rock star, but becoming a rock star, that was like way beyond my imagination of a moonshot. So I've done moonshot. That was not something I ever thought would ever happen. Not in my lifetime, at least. So here you are.
Well, all right. So let's talk about health and the and the gut. And what the gut means for health and what we've been discovering about that and what you've been discovering about that. And then how does that in the immune system and then then COVID-19, how it dovetails into that.
So, great question, Adam. So first of all, if you look at the human body, even though we are so proud of who we are, we think our genes we get from a mom and dad makes us who we are without realizing 99% of all the genes that are expressed in our body are not our own. These are foreign microbial stuff, 39 trillion in our gut, in our mouth, on our skin, in our nose, in our, pick a thing you want. There are microbes everywhere, right? So now these microbes are not parasites. They in fact work with our body. We as a host are constantly interacting with them. We in fact have outsourced the functions to them. So for example, when we eat vegetables or fiber, it can't be digested by the human body. So these microbes digest the fiber for us. In turn, they poop out. That's called micro poop, right? In technical word is metabolites, right? The micro poop is what we survive on. So when they poop out the stuff, we absorb that, which is short chain fatty acid. That makes us happy. They make vitamins for us. They make the good stuff for us. When we don't feed them right, they release the toxins. They release the stuff that we don't like. So they are basically telling you what they want. And as long as we feed them right, they take care of us. We don't feed them right. They say, you know what? Bye-bye, Adam. We got a new host coming up, right? So they literally, what we are discovering is all of the diseases are actually begin in the gut. So this is 2,500 years ago. Remember what Hippocrates said? All diseases begin in the gut.
Yeah,
let food be thy medicine, let thy medicine be the food. There you have it.
So we need to find out, are all our guts different?
Yes. So answer is not only our guts are different, even if you are identical twins with the same DNA, one may develop a disease, one doesn't. One may actually, it's because their microbiomes are completely different. In fact, if you feed them exactly the same food, one person may get fat, other doesn't, because the glucose response depends on your gut microbiome. So this is what we learned. So Adam, you were asking me, what do we do? So we look at your gut microbiome, and then we look at the host side. So with a finger prick, we get a couple of drops of your blood that allows us to look at all the genes that are expressed in our body. So all the inflammatory markers like cytokines. We look at all the mitochondrial gene expression. We look at your immune health, your cellular health, your mitochondrial health. And then we look at all of your gut stuff. That means what these microbes are producing. And based on that, we can tell you, should you eat this food or you shouldn't, and why? So for example, it tells me, hey, Naveen, don't eat broccoli and cabbage and Brussels sprout. Not that I love them to begin with, but it tells me because your gut is not producing too much sulfide. And if you eat broccoli, it has a lot of sulfate, is going to cause more inflammation in your gut. Don't eat spinach because your gut is not digesting the oxalic acid. Despite the Popeye telling you spinach is good for everyone, Popeye was not the scientist. So spinach is not good for you. And here's the key now. Then we say, okay, here are the food you should eat and why. And then we say, here is what your body is lacking that you are not making. So you need 22 milligrams of elderberry. You need 7 milligrams of curcumin. You need 18 milligrams of amylase. And then we literally make those capsules with those ingredients, with that dosage, robotically on demand for you after you've taken the test.
Oh,
so
my
literally
God.
making all the nutrients that your body needs on demand for you.
So,
and you got
yeah.
you should what?
All right, so let's just unpack this.
Yeah.
You get the test, and you figure out what your unique biology needs and what it should avoid. And it's not all just what your mom said, like have cod liver
Right,
oil and eat
right.
your leafy greens because, we were talking about this just on a simpler notion. I brought it up the other day. I said cheese. I'm fine with cheese. I feel good with cheese. I enjoy cheese. I don't feel like phlegmy or inflamed or inflammation or stomach or bowel problems or anything. I'm fine with cheese. Gina is not. It's a very it's a simplistic and less scientific version of what you're saying. But is that kind of a simplistic example of like, Gina, don't eat the cheese. I can eat the cheese, but what you're kind of saying is what if Gina ate as much cheese as I ate because she didn't have the overt reactions? She didn't have constipation or she didn't feel like, sluggish or whatever, but she was still doing something her body didn't want.
And that is the key, Adam. By the time you feel the symptom, it's already too late.
Right.
That means the damage has been done because that's why the body is feeling the symptom. So what we do is we look before you actually feel the symptom. So everyone says, take the peanuts and avocado or rice or whole wheat. And by the way, vitamin B3 is good for everyone. Guess what? It's really, really bad for you if you have very high uric acid production because the vitamin B3, the niacin, actually increases turns the uric acid into the arthritis, kidney stones, and hypertension, right? People say turmeric and curcumin is good for you. But guess what? It's good for some people, but not for the people whose bile acid production is high because the curcumin can convert the bile acid into the bile salt that causes problem. And a lot of people who are into longevity, they say, take the, NAD. But guess what? NAD is bad for people who have high inflammation or high cellular senescence. And this is general wisdom. People say, hey, don't eat meat. Meat is bad for you. Guess what? Meat is only bad for some people. And a lot of people you and I know in Midwest, they eat meat and potatoes, live to be 100. Why is that? Because the carnitine in the meat gets converted by our microbes into something called TMA, trimethylamine. If you're not converting that, you're good because TMA gets absorbed by the body and your liver converts them into TMAO, trimethylamine oxide. And that's the one that causes the heart disease. So if your microbes are not producing TMA, eat all the red meat. It's got a lot of good nutrients in there.
Just to sort of double down on your point, I'm going to show a grotesque picture that you will be shocked at when you see it. Hopefully I don't look like this now. But, in terms of people going, oh, my skin's messed up, I need to go to a dermatologist. No. So the picture I'm going to show you, you can put it up. This was when I was heavily inflamed. My gut was heavily inflamed. First of all, I was also living in an apartment that had a mold issue, but I was eating, I can't eat gluten. I didn't know that. And everything in my body that I was eating, it was coming out in my skin, my eyes, my forehead. It was all symmetrical. So that's how my doctor
Very
knew.
red and splotchy.
It hurt, it itched, it was all down my neck, all down my chest.
3 rounds of Chris Brown.
This isn't the worst picture. So and everyone's like, go to a dermatologist. And thank God my doctor, you can take it down, who is sort of holistic and said, this isn't a dermatologist issue. That's a symptom. They can put a Band-Aid on it. Let's do the gut work. And it changed my life. So I just want to sort of double down on what you're saying.
Gina, this is absolutely right. So what we are learning, Adam, I think, Gina, you just set it up so right. Our customers, we just fixed the gut issues. They tell us they're losing weight. They're telling us they're no longer taking the biologics anymore for autoimmune disease. Their acne is gone. Their eczema is gone. People tell them depression and anxiety. Yes. So we, in fact, just, our gut and brain are connected together, right? So we just published the paper, Adam. This is like groundbreaking stuff. In 4 months, just eating the right diet and our supplements, we showed your depression clinical score went down by 40%. Your anxiety went down by 36%. Your IBS, which is stomachache, the constipation, diarrhea, went down by 36%, and your diabetes by 30%. Think about that. Not even a drug does that, right? So this is, to me, let food be thy medicine, right? So this is something we got to start thinking about, that we can't rely on pharmaceutical companies to cure these diseases. For them, when you have a chronic disease, or like Gina had that eczema, they want a lifetime subscriber for their product. That's what they want.
The fluticasone propionate, I have gone through those tubes, and I trust me, and that's not good for you. So I absolutely agree.
So let's just go through the process and make sure we're clear on it. You get a blood sample in this case or a stool sample in this case?
So brother, this is a kit, a Viome kit, right? You open it up. Inside there are two things. So we send you the kit at home. There's a toilet seat cover. You touch of a stool and few drops of your blood. You put them in a tube. It preserves your messenger RNA. So this is the part that I think most people don't realize. We are the only company in the world that looks at your gene expression. That means mRNA, that 4-letter word that has become really popular nowadays. We basically look at your messenger RNA in your body that tells us all the things that are going on, not what could have happened, because DNA tells you what could have happened. And remember, your DNA never changes. So if you gain 200 pounds, your DNA is the same. Whether you have eczema or you don't have eczema, your DNA is the same. But your gene expression is constantly changing. And that's what we measure. So to answer your question, we look at the blood, we look at the stool, and soon we'll be looking at saliva. And that gives us a whole picture of your body. Then we tell you in your app, this is what's happening. This is your immune health. This is your cellular health. This is your gut health. And what's your biological age? Not how old you are, how old your body is, right? And by the way, even though chronologically you may be aging, you can reduce your biological age. Now, surprise, I am 62. My biological age came down, in fact, year after year. Now I'm 49. So I'm hoping when I'm 70 years old, my biological age will be 35. And I'll be kicking ass of those 30-year-old kids who think they can still go out and create a company.
So once you then do the analysis, you were talking earlier about putting together a supplement that was specific for each person in each test. Like you were talking about elderberries and extract and things that, most of us don't have laying around or wouldn't be able to cobble together from the whole food. So how's that process work?
So basically we tell you what you need and we literally make this box just for you. Every single ingredient your body needs in the quantity. And then what you get at home is just what you need, nothing that you don't. A capsule's made just for you. All the probiotics, all the prebiotics, everything that your body needs, and you get them every single month. And guess what? This is the best part. Most of the people who take supplements, and you ask them, hey, is it working for you? Well, I kind of feel better, but I don't know if it is really doing something or not. Well, I'm really worried about COVID, you mentioned. I'm taking all these supplements. Are they working for you? How do you know your immunity is better? I hope it is. Guess what? We don't say, just have faith. We say, look at the fact. This is your immune health right now. This is your inflammation right now. This is your propensity to catch infection, histamine. And now when you do a test again, you can see your scores again. So literally you can see what is going on. And if some things are not working, we just keep making sure it works for you. And that's our job, is to keep iterating, reiterating until it works for you. Not because it worked for Gina, it should work for Adam. Everything is designed for you. And our AI keeps getting better and better because now we have 250,000 people. So every person who joins benefited from everyone came before them. And when you join, you benefit everyone else. And that's really the flywheel. And this is one concept, Adam, I hope we can figure out for your show. How do we make sure that your show, every single show, it benefits from the previous shows? That means how do you create a flywheel rather than every person who's listening to the first time or 100th time, it's the same experience? How do you make the experience better for the person who is 100th time listener versus first time listener, right? And if you can do that, you created a flywheel because now you have the people who benefit more. Every person who joins you today, how do they benefit from all the people who came before them, right? And that to me is something once in any company you can create. If you sell water, my first customer gets the same experience as the 100,000 customer. First customer of Viome did not have the same experience than the 250,000 customer because we have now learned of what works and what doesn't work. And that flywheel effect, no other company, now I put a moat around my business, right? And that to me is how you create a massively audacious company. The data we collect now, this is the beauty of it. Now we actually just got FDA approval, Adam. This to me is a proud moment of a person who has no degree in science, never thought I would be a healthcare guy. We just got FDA breakthrough device approval for detecting stage 1 oral cancer and throat cancer with 97% specificity. Think about that just by looking at your saliva. Now we are doing the same thing for colorectal cancer. We are developing a vaccine. We are working on autoimmune diseases. So we can predict 30 different diseases before they happen. So we don't simply tell you have your diabetes. We say, look, you are moving towards a person who has diabetes. You're moving towards it. Oh, look, now you're moving away from it because your now lifestyles have changed. Are you moving towards becoming someone who has a heart disease, or you're moving away from it? And that feedback loop tells you, hey, I need to keep down the path of good lifestyle versus bad. And the feedback loop is what's normally missing in all of the lifestyle, supplements stuff, because you don't know it is working or it's not working.
It's very true. Even guys like Dr. Drew, physicians, whomever, they're like, I don't know, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't work. It all sort of falls under the heading of couldn't hurt, so might as well go ahead and do it. And it makes my whiz a different color, so it must be doing something. That's right. But so how long? I mean, so this sounds diabolically interesting and smart, and you get your supplements made specifically for your gut, then you retest to see what direction you're going. How long between you starting the supplements and the retesting?
So you can retest as often as you want, but we have a plan which essentially gives you the test for free today. So you can sign up for a plan. We give you the test kit at no cost. It's $199 a month. And then we send you supplement every month. Every 6 months, we retest you and readjust all your stuff. Or you can just buy the test and buy the supplement for $149. And you can do tests as often as you want. Every time you do a test, we readjust how your body had changed. So as your body is changing, not just your gut, how your host side, the blood is changing, how your inflammation is coming down, how your mitochondrial energy production is changing. And we keep adjusting as your body is changing. So you could do it every 3 months, like I do, or you could do every 6 months. And it's really, to me, the 4 to 6 months is really the right number. So if you want to be really, really good about it, you change every 4 months. If you want, say, fine, I'm really healthy, I'll do every 6 months. But really, you got to constantly adjust because your body is constantly changing. It is not what it used to be. So every time you change your diet, your body changes. So you have to keep adjusting. And what we find here, Adam, which is really, really interesting, is people stay with our things. And the reason they stay is because they feel better. And that's the key. We stay focused on not making money. We stay focused on improving people, because once we do that, all the good things will happen, right? So the good things come to those who stay focused on making sure their customers benefit. And if you keep doing that, just like you do, Adam, today, like I have now, so last week I probably watched about half a dozen of your episodes. Just wanted to see, have you changed or are you the same person? And I really enjoy that how you bring the guest and how you really enliven the show. You really are really a great interviewer. A lot of the times you participate in the conversation, and a lot of the times you will just let the guest talk, right? And depending
Guess which
on
one this is.
Fine, you got me there.
I may change a lot, but my attire pretty much stays consistently. Well, thank you, Naveen. And I'm very interested in the gut and the immune system. And can you speak lastly about COVID and the immune system and how it is so dramatically different for so many people? Personally, I've been traveling the country this entire time. I've been doing every single thing they tell you to avoid doing. I have been doing it. And for some reason, I haven't gotten COVID. I have a pretty good immune system. I don't get sick very often. I don't know if it's connected to that. I don't know if there's a connection, obviously, between your gut and your immune system. What do you know vis-a-vis COVID and the gut and the immune system?
So first of all, just remember, 70% of our immune system is along our gut lining. Our microbes in our gut are constantly tuning and modulating our immune system. And when your immune system is healthy, guess what happens? Even if you are exposed to a virus, immune system instantly kills it. It doesn't let it replicate. So you never get a disease. Doesn't mean you didn't get the exposure, but your immune system is constantly killing it, which is what vaccine does. Because vaccine, all it's doing is training your immune system to actually go after that particular thing, right? But if your immune system is strong, guess what? You don't catch flu for the same reason, because at the end of the day, COVID is no different. It is an mRNA virus. It's an RNA virus, just like a flu is an RNA virus. And a lot of people don't catch flu because their immune system is good. And your immune system becomes good for two reasons. One is, first of all, you don't take antibiotics, because that really, really screwed up everything, right? When you take antibiotics, it kills your gut microbiome, your immune system gets really weak. So first thing you need to do is to make sure you're eating healthy. And I think you and I in the first episode, I still remember talking about the dishwasher. Should we use the dishwashing liquid or not? Because it literally has all the grease cutting stuff. And then you don't wash your plates right, or you drink from the glass, guess what? All the dish liquid is going into your gut and cleaning up your gut lining, just like a grease, right? So point I was trying to make is you are healthy. I mean, you and I chatted before on our first time. You really do healthy lifestyle. And that is the reason.
I'm not a health nut. I have plenty of transgressions, but
sure.
I grew up without antibiotics. I never took antibiotics and my entire life, mainly because I didn't have access to adequate health care. But I remember very specifically when I was 28, I had strep throat. Mm-hmm. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't talk. Now, the people who know me know I have a strong constitution. Yeah. And if I'm telling you, I went to the emergency room and just threw myself on the mercy of the court in North Hollywood, an emergency room at midnight, because that's how bad my throat was for how long it was. I ended up leaving because I didn't want to wait in line. I never ended up taking antibiotics or medicine, so I have a rich history of nothing when it comes to antibiotics. And then I have a rich history of exposing myself to dirt and eating cheese with mold on it and just all this stuff. Never used Purell, no hygiene whatsoever.
Just so much food off the ground.
Just food off the ground and junk that people would never put in their mouth, and I've eaten it all the time. So maybe
that's very good. Very good.
I set the table for myself this way with this extreme lack of hygiene.
And also, I think that also increases the diversity in your gut. It also trains your immune system to look for all those things. And once your immune system is very strong, it deals with everything else. Because really, what you've done is really build your immune system to deal with the things that most people don't know how to do it, right? And that's the reason people live on the cities. They grew up in these big concrete jungles, versus people who live on the farm. People who live on the farm rarely get sick because they are constantly in the cow poop to the chicken feed to everything, and they're constantly exposed and inhaling all the microbes, and that keeps their immune system strong. They don't come say, "Oh, I think it's spring. My nose is running. I got all kinds of allergies." They don't get allergies. They're always exposed to that, right? And that's really the key.
Yeah. So there's studies, simple stuff like people who have indoor-outdoor dogs don't get hay fever as much because they're being exposed. Amish don't get it because they spend so much time outside. Obviously, if you're in an apartment in Manhattan and you don't get out much, then you're more susceptible to it. So you don't know and I don't know, but I do feel like after breaking every COVID rule and doing all the stuff everyone told me not to do involving travel and live shows and groups and shaking hands and taking pictures with everyone and no one's wearing a mask, I must have been exposed to it countless times, I'm guessing. It's just something with my immune system where it didn't take, whereas Dr. Drew got it and it got hit bad with it because he has a very different immune system than I do.
Well, that tells you, by the way, I'm not saying anything about Dr. Drew. That just tells you what he's selling. No one is buying. If that's not good for a brand. Buy the immune health from me. And by the way, oh my God, look at what happened to me.
I'll tell him you
He's
said
losing
that.
it.
Oh no.
I just got a text. He died. But anyway, now, so I see. I feel like most of the science 10 years ago was sort of heading toward the brain. But now I feel like most of the science is heading toward the gut.
Well, yeah. And when, like I said, when I've been going to my doctor for years and she's holistic in the sense of, what is not Band-Aid stuff? Where is it starting from? And people thought, oh, that's not a real doctor. And now we all think that way. What's going on in your gut? This is a symptom of something else.
And Gina, that is really the key, is that we all starting to realize that our medical industrial complex makes money when we are sick. It doesn't make money when we are healthy, right? Guess what? When you're looking at the holistic doctor, you're paying them out of your own pocket.
Yeah.
They're looking at you trying to make you healthy because they're getting paid for keeping you healthy. Versus your medical system, they just want to prescribe you pills so they can cause more problems. And when the more problems, they give you more pills, right? How many of us are now taking anti-acid drugs like Nexium and PPI drugs, right? Guess what happens? That actually causes IBS, IBD, colorectal cancer. And by the way, Adam, you mentioned about the brain. That's really interesting. Gut and brain are connected through vagus nerve. What happens in the gut doesn't stay in the gut. It goes all the way to the brain. Now we can actually show, if you were to just Google depression and microbiome, you will see at least hundreds of articles that talk about it. In fact, as our own, when people who use Viome follow our supplement and diet, their depression comes down, their anxiety comes down. And again, I just want to make sure that if somebody is listening in FDA, I'm not making any claim. I'm just simply telling you, we published a paper that shows this. So please don't go out and say, hey guys, you said you cured our depression. No, I'm not curing anything right now. This is simply, I'm telling you what we saw in our research.
It's a smart disclaimer.
Well, let me tell people where to go. Viome.com. This is a really interesting breakthrough. I know for a fact the last time we spoke, you were doing the testing, but you weren't doing the sort of bespoke supplements, which makes sense. It's the next step.
Don't tell us what's wrong with us, but not how to fix it.
Yeah, Naveen, we'll speak off the air because I'm gonna get going with this stuff. And I love,
brother, why don't you should sign up for it, and I'm going to send you the kit to at least go ahead and experience it for yourself and Gina. So if you don't mind sending me and Chris, send me their address, I will send the stuff out to you. And I want you guys to experience it. Then you can talk about it and say how much better you feel now.
Perfect.
Thanks, Naveen Jain. We'll have you on much quicker than 3 years. Thanks, my friend.
Thanks a lot, brother. Talk to you soon.
Take care.
Thank you.
Man, that guy's got a motor, but I love it.
Yeah.
He let off with, I don't like talking about myself.
Well, he doesn't like talking about his history. He likes talking about what he's doing. But I just love dogs who hunt.
Well, and like he said, he's not a doctor. He doesn't come from medical, but he's like, what can I do? What do people need? Okay, we might need to go to space. We might need to look in our gut. He's a thinker.
Yeah. He has a personal momentum for sure that I imagine is attractive to a lot of people.
Oh, yeah. And funny, infectious. I like that guy. All right, let me tell you about Hyundai Tucson. Hyundai questioned everything to create the best Tucson ever. Every inch of the new Tucson has been completely reimagined, resulting in an SUV loaded with innovations inside and out. From design to technology to safety, every aspect of the new Tucson has been improved and completely redesigned. It's a beautiful SUV. It is packed with technology. It is comparable to expensive SUVs at a much lower price. And I've really looked closely at this car, and I'm really impressed. Digital key allows you to use your phone as a spare key. Also, it's got a 10 1/4 inch full